because Mr. Wilson took every penny from her. Her retirement. She lived with him forever. He decided to take his wife back, brought her back home to my mother with 6 pieces of clothes. And my mom said, this all she got? And she worked every day? It's just, like I said, all I could say, I'm sorry to the Wilson family.
And with friends like that, who needs enemies? And what I mean by that is who you just heard is not the victim. That is not a statement from the victim. That is a statement from the supporter of the murderer looking to get paroled. You see, this woman, she was the third wheel. She was the mistress of this man who then one day dumped her and said, I want to take my wife back. Now, she was so upset that she went and killed that wife. This happened in 2003. She murdered her by stabbing her and then burning her house down. Sentenced to 40 years in prison, but up for parole. Now, before we watch this 2025 parole hearing, we will take a blast to the past to her original 2023 hearing. So with that, let's jump in.
Ms. Flowers, this is a matter of Audrey Flowers, DOC number 183680. She's classified as a third felony offender. She has a parole eligibility date of July 14th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of January the 14th of 2043, and a full term date of July 13th of 2043. She is currently serving a 40-year sentence on the charges of simple arson and manslaughter. Ms. Flowers, is that information basically correct?
No, I'm not charged with arson, but I'm charged with manslaughter.
Okay, you were revoked on arson and you
Oh,
finished
that's
that
right.
term, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Pete Freeman. Would you please answer any questions he might have?
Okay,
Yes,
good morning, Ms. Flowers. How old are you?
62.
Okay, and how long you been incarcerated on these charges?
20 years.
Okay, so you've done half of a 40-year sentence.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your educational level?
12. 12
Okay,
grade.
Ms. Flowers, let's start off with the first one. You burnt Mr. Richard Smith's house. Tell me about that. What was going on? Why would you do something like that?
Because he kept on threatening me. That's why.
Okay, what was he threatening you? Did y'all have a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, was it a romantic relationship?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long did you and Mr. Smith see each other?
About 3 years.
Okay. Let's go to the second incident. Miss Carrie Wilson, was Miss Carrie Wilson married to someone that you were having a relationship with?
Yes.
Is that why you burned her house down and stabbed her?
No, I didn't burn her house down.
So tell me how the house got burnt down.
I don't know. I left. But I didn't burn it down.
Okay, well, at first, in a statement that I read, it said that you said a gasoline can fell over and somehow a paper towel ignited it.
I don't remember.
Trying to say now that you wasn't there?
I left. I don't remember that.
Okay, well, what was y'all altercation about? Why did you go to her house?
Because I went there to talk to her, but her kept calling my house and my job, and we got into a big argument. And she pulled a knife out and cut me. So I took the knife from her and cut her.
Okay. Were you jealous of her?
No, sir.
Okay. Shows that you've had a few periods of supervision, one you completed. Two, were revoked. One was revoked because of this, instant offense, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says you have two children, you have a relationship with your children?
Yes, sir.
Okay, looking at the law enforcement comments, Judge Baptiste is unopposed. Opposed is the district attorney, Timmy Collins, speaking on behalf of Tony Clayton. Opposed is the sheriff, Brett Stassi. Mr. Ronnie Abear was speaking on his behalf. Unopposed is Dolores Landry, that's your sister, correct?
Yes, sir.
Unopposed is Sandra Fleming, that's your sister, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then we have statements from the victims, which they're gonna speak today, but they're all very much opposed to you being released. Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right, you have a criminal record. Back in 1986, you were convicted of aggravated battery with a dangerous weapon. Tell me what happened.
Well, I don't remember.
Don't remember,
It's been a while.
okay, because you served 5 years on that sentence.
I
And
had,
you don't remember what you did?
it's been so long. I know me and a girl got into it. Madeline Green.
Was a weapon involved?
Yes,
Was it a knife?
a knife.
Okay. Her knife or your knife?
Her knife. That burns.
Okay. Then you had a simple assault. You always also had a telephone harassment charge. Do you remember what that was about?
No, no, sir.
Okay, that was continued without date, so you wasn't convicted of that.
No, sir.
Okay, you have another telephone charge. It was continued without date. And then you have the aggravated arson and then the instant offense. Okay,
Yes, sir.
what you originally charged with first-degree murder on this offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and was your did you plea or go to trial?
I plead. I didn't go to trial.
Okay. So they pled it down to a manslaughter from a first-degree murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you got 40 years.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about what you've done since you've been in there. I see that you've taken quite a few classes. What class you took that you learned the most from?
Substance abuse, reentry, anger management, life insurance, and single mom.
Okay,
And
what did you learn from the substance abuse? Did you drink when you was on the streets?
Yes, sir.
Did you do drugs when you were on the streets?
No, sir.
Okay, how much you drank?
Every day.
What was your drink of choice?
Budweiser.
Budweiser. Okay. And what you've done, you've taken Celebrate Recovery and Living in Balance, correct?
Yes, sir.
What did you learn from those two classes?
What class?
What did you learn from them?
For reentry?
Celebrate
Oh,
recovery.
celebrate recovery. I learned a lot.
Okay, what?
Listen to other people about drinking and how it do you when you be drunk.
Okay. What about living in balance? What did you learn from living in balance?
I learned a lot from living in balance.
Okay, tell me what. I mean, I
Oh,
know you learned a lot through the classes. What did it teach you? What is it gonna help you if you ever get back on the street?
It teaches me how to treat people and help people.
treat people and help people, okay. You have a low risk of medium needs. You've only had 7 write-ups in 20 years. Your last one was in 12, 14, or 16. It was a disobedience. What was that about?
That me and a girl had got into it.
Okay,
And she threw a lot of warm water on my body.
okay. And you responded to protect yourself, or what did you?
I told her
What led to the altercation?
because she had asked me for something and I didn't give it to her. And she got angry.
How about in 2015, you had a 30W. What was that about?
Me and this girl had thrown coffee on each other. We was playing
On
around.
each other? Coffee?
Yes, sir. And we was playing around and throwing coffee. I threw coffee on her.
Y'all were playing around or y'all were serious?
It got serious.
That's serious. Coffee's pretty hot. What's gonna be your employment plan if you get out?
Get me a job. So I'd be able to pay my parole.
Okay, what kind of work are you qualified to do?
Cooking.
Okay. It's gonna be your residence plan. Who you gonna live with?
My mom.
Okay. How's your health?
Huh?
How's your health?
It's in bad shape.
Okay, what you got wrong with you?
High blood pressure, diabetes.
Warden, what do you have to say about Ms. Flowers?
Yes, good morning. You had noted about her disciplinary record, which is pretty good, only 7 write-ups, and most of those were Schedule A's. She is planning to go live with family, so that will be a help. She does currently live in our infirmary medical ward right now. So she does have some medical and mental health diagnoses that we would obviously set up aftercare appointments for her if she is granted parole today.
Warden, she takes medicine for her mental issue?
Yes, sir, and she has been compliant. And you probably saw in the packet as well, she has tried with literacy for education, but at this time, Ms. McGovern doesn't feel that she would be able to attain a GED.
I have no further questions.
Thank you.
Maribel?
Miss Flowers, you indicated that if there's a scenario where you have a disagreement with somebody, tell me now, how would you handle that disagreement with somebody?
I walk away.
Okay. How much education do you have?
12 grade.
You got your high set?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
You didn't get your high school diploma? Did you try in these times you've been in jail?
Yes, ma'am.
What did they say?
They had put me on probation and they said that I couldn't do it.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry to hear that.
I think she's tried on 3 separate occasions for where the high set.
Okay, great. Now you indicated that you plan on cooking. You think you're gonna be able to work a cooking job?
Yeah, I used to do it at school.
Oh, okay. But now you're in the infirmary. So when's the last time you had a job in the prison?
Oh, about 2 years ago.
About 2 years. And what was that job?
Housekeeping.
You did housekeeping?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So how's your mobility?
It's okay.
You can move around, you can walk, and you can move around?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right. Is there any plans to apply for disability for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Now we'll hear from your supporters. Mr. Jonathan Flowers. Flowers, if you'll introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Jonathan Flowers, and I'm Audrey's nephew. And I would like to tell y'all that like we saw a lot of change in her, and she do have a whole family that is waiting on her. She have her grandkids, her nephews, and all that. And she's a very lovable person. And like herself, I suffer from depression and anxiety. And I became a better person once I got on my medication and started using it right. And I just wanted to let y'all know that I think that she'll have a better chance coming home because she still have her family and grandkids that's out there that really love her. Like we really love our auntie. We never saw nothing bad about what happened. You know, she raised us coming up wise and all that. And we never saw the bad side of her or nothing like that. So, but I just want to say, like, if she's willing to get out and take her medication and all that, and I'm just telling her this too, that I used to be a troubled person, and once I got and started taking my medicine right, I changed my life. I got 2 kids now, and you know, like we miss her. We miss her. She used to be our auntie. Well, she still is our auntie, and she was never like no outsider. She was there for everybody and everything, and she just had a problem, a drinking problem. And I pray to God that that is gone, and that she just get out and get her medication. And I'm a witness of the medication. I take my anxiety and my depression medication because right now I'm nervous. I wouldn't be able to stand up here and talk to y'all, but I'm a better person now. And I figured that they have a chance out there for her because I didn't see myself as a father now and as a person, really as a person. But since I started taking my medicine and doing everything right, God had blessed me with 2 little girls. I got married. I've been in trouble like all my life coming up because I always had a depression problem, anger problem, all that, but I never got help for it. And I'm just letting y'all know that, I mean, it's a second chance. I just pray to God that it's a second chance for her because she still have family out here. They love her. Like, we really love her.
Thank you, Mr. Flowers. We appreciate your comments and congratulations on how well you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now we'll hear from the opposition, Mr. Edward Wilson. Mr. Wilson, if you'll introduce yourself, sir, and just tell us what you'd like us to know.
Good morning, my name is Joe Wilson, and I'm Gary Wilson's son. And I know Audrey Flowers as being bullied. She traumatized my mama. She kept on and on behind her. She wasn't a type of person, a violent person, none of that. And Audrey Flowers don't deserve to be out because I have heard her say that she was gonna kill my mom and my little sister. And it wasn't once, it was more than one time that she spoke on it. I've been through depression. I'm still going through things. I have nightmares. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. I have 2 kids that never see their grandfather. But she deserved to get up. To see her, what about ours? We have kids. She didn't see me get married. She didn't see my kids grow up. She didn't see her nephews, her grandkids, none of them. Because of something that she did over jealousy. She stalked my mama on her kids. She broke in the house and did stuff to my mom. Belongings. More than once. And for her to say that she went to talk to my mom, but she was harassing her. My mom was a church person. Didn't bother nobody. We crossed paths. And my mama literally stopped me from doing poetry stuff. Because I wanted to do something. And she stopped me. Told me don't do that. I take medicine. I can't sleep at night. But she deserved to come home because she had a family to love her. What about our family?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I appreciate your comments, sir. Now we'll hear from Ms. Mabel Landry, who I believe is on Zoom.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes,
Yes, sir, I can. Can you hear me?
ma'am, hear you very well. Would you
Yes.
introduce yourself, please, and tell us what you'd like us to know?
Thank you. My name is Mabel Landry. I'm Carrie's sister, and I appreciate the opportunity to come before you and to give you my sentiments concerning the parole for Miss Flowers. And I'm just asking you all to not allow Miss Flowers to take part in this parole program, simply because the same 20 years Miss Flowers have been incarcerated, those are the same 20 years we've been having to deal with the loss, the pain. You heard from my nephew's voice how things have been for us and with the family. And again, to reiterate what he said about his mother was exactly true. But I'm asking you all to not allow her to take a participation in this parole system, because Miss Flowers was incarcerated before for doing some things that she shouldn't have done. And she was given a chance then to be out. Matter of fact, she should have been incarcerated when this detestable act she pulled with my sister. But she was allowed to be out and to take her life and make herself a productive citizen. She decided not to. And she decided, like my nephew said, to harass the life of my sister. So I'm asking you to not allow her to participate, to think about her mind. Is her mind ready? I know the 20 years she's been in has been the same 20 years we've been in, but she was allowed before to be out. And I think about the innocent families that live in Louisiana. I live in Atlanta. The innocent families that live in Louisiana, in Iberville Parish, and Plaquemine, and all those places that she's near. I think about the future for her. Is she ready? Will we allow her to leave the system not knowing that she has the mind to be a productive citizen, a mind to allow people to live their lives innocently according to the law? The law says that we have a right to certain things in life. And when you have a mind to take that away from people because you don't have respect for the law, I think that something has to be done. And I think I'm asking you all to please allow her to stay in and receive the care that she needs to get her mind in a position, her mind in a state that she can live a productive life, and innocent people like we were, just living the life that God had given us. The Bible says, what's in the heart, the mouth speaketh. And she has spoken several times of what she was going to do. Okay, so I'm asking you all to please take all of this in consideration. The Bible also says that the heart is desperately wicked. Who could know it? So I'm asking you, Lord, you all this morning, to please not let her allow you all to make the decisions that other judicial members in the past have made, to give her a chance, and then she took the chance and put Iberville Parish on the map. Put
Thank you, Ms. Landry. We appreciate
thank you so much if you would do that for us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ms. Dawn Person.
Dawn Person. I'm Carrie's oldest daughter. Audrey Flowers harassed, threatened, and stalked my mother from January of 2002 until she murdered her on July 14, 2003. My mom kept a lot of the harassment to herself. We didn't find out until after she died. She kept a 5-subject tablet in a briefcase in her home of all the phone calls Audrey made from Tiva where she worked, from the school where she cooked at White Castle. Audrey has also threatened us as well. She murdered my mom over my daddy, a house, and $100,000 insurance. We don't feel safe. My oldest son passed away 4 years ago, and he was the eye of my mother. She would have been there. We all have been suffering. I've been taking depression and anxiety medication since July 14th of 2003. I have nightmares. I miss my mom. I have a grandbaby that she never got the opportunity to see. I go to church in White Castle, where she's from and where all her family's from. I've been going to this church since 2004. My pastor has helped me through all of this. I miss my mom every day. We also have family members in Platinum. I don't want to run into her because she's not remorseful. I answered the phone the day that she poured bleach, red pepper, all over my mom's clothes. The only thing she didn't damage in my mom's closet was my daddy's quiet. She's not remorseful. I read my mom a White House. She left a knife embedded in my mother's knee. My mom left here praying. She left here with her hands over her head. Praying she could get into heaven because my mom never hurt anyone. And this is a nightmare. I'm sorry, I got to watch her see it for it. But I needed to know. And I know my mom never harassed me. I still have the tablet of all the information. So I asked the parole board, please don't let her out. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll hear from Mr. Scott Stassi. Mr. Stassi. You're on mute, Mr. Stassi.
Thank you. My name is Scott Stassi. I'm an assistant district attorney in Iberville Parish. I work for the former DA Ricky Ward, who this conviction was obtained under, and I currently work for Tony Clayton, the current DA. We join with the family in requesting that the parole board deny parole to Ms. Flowers. And it's done in part because this resulted from a plea agreement. The family and Ricky Ward and Tony Clayton talked about it. The family agreed to reduce the sentence from what would have been a life sentence to 40 years with the Department of Corrections. The facts of the case are very heinous, and I sympathize with the family for having to go through this process. But they told us then and at the time of the plea that they would show up at each occasion and try to have the sentence handed down by the judge followed through. So with that, we asked the parole board to deny the parole. We see behind Ms. Flowers and me and my staff and my boss. We know that Flowers family back there, and there are a lot of good people in there, and we feel for them too. But the fact that Ms. Flowers took the life of Ms. Carrie Wilson is something that the 40-year sentence is agreed to by the family, and we had asked that the parole board allow that sentence to be carried out. It does allow Ms. Flowers an opportunity to get out, but it is the sentence that was the result of a plea agreement entered to by the family. And we thank you for hearing from the Wilson family, and thank you for hearing from us.
Thank you, Mr. Stassi. We appreciate your comments. Ms. Flowers, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before the board votes?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Somebody-
No, she does not.
Mr. Freeman?
Okay, first off, I want to thank the family of the victim for showing up today. I know it's very tough and, we do appreciate it. It does help in our decision-making process. Also thank her family for showing up on her behalf, to show that she would have support in the community. You know, Ms. Flowers, the big problem I have is that you've done this twice. It's like you get mad, you get angry, and the way that you fix your anger is just not in the proper way. I mean, you're gonna burn, you're gonna try to kill. You know, it's a very heinous crime. And my vote today, I just do not think you're ready. I think it could happen again, and my vote is to deny.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Ms. Wise?
Thank you, Chairman. The Wilson family, I thank you all for the courage that it took to show up here today, and I'm so sorry for your loss. To Ms. Flowers' family, it's so encouraging to see that she has that support on the outside. It makes a world of difference. For me, Ms. Flowers, we get to a point in life where we need to own it. This is who I was then. This is who I am today. You didn't own it for me today. You didn't. You were just like, I don't remember what you've done. You've done people harm. You've done a lot of harm to people in your past, and there's nothing you can undo that. But at least you can own it today, and then say, I have healed. Now I'm doing this. I didn't see that today, and that's what I was looking for. That's why I asked you that question. You walk away, but you haven't been walking away in the prison yet. For me, my vote is to deny as well. The law enforcement opposition has been expressed here at the hearing. The impact of your crime on your victims. That's just, and you have high needs in the mental health and antisocial thinking. I really need you, and you'll get another hearing, you get another opportunity to own who you were then, and then tell us who you are today. That is my vote, Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. We appreciate your comments. Ms. Flowers, you have 2 votes to deny your parole. I agree with my colleagues on all the things they've said. I would like to thank as well the family of the victim in this case, as well as your family for being supportive. You've got a little more work to do. There's a time when you're going to get out. It's just not today. So we encourage you to keep working on yourself and perhaps recognize what harm you've caused and accept that. So good luck to you. The vote is 3 votes to deny your parole.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, she did reapply. Now it's August 2025, and she is back. Let's see if she took any of the parole board's advice, and let's see if this time they will grant. I'll skip any of my unpacking because I think we're all excited to see what's going to happen. So let's jump in.
You're classified as a 3rd felony offender. You're currently serving a 40-year sentence. You were sentenced initially in December 2002 for simple arson. You received probation that was revoked in 2006 because of a new felony conviction, which was also in Iberville Parish, of manslaughter, for which you received a 40-year sentence. So this is a rehearing for you. Your parole eligibility date has passed. It's July 14th, 2023, and your adjusted mandatory release date, good time date, is October 16, 2042. Does all that sound correct to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So your case has been assigned to Mrs. Ledoux this morning. So before I turn it over to her, we want to hear from you and your guest, and then she'll start the interview process with you. So Ms. Flowers, tell us a little bit about how you ended up in jail, what got you there, and why do you think we ought to grant you an early release?
Well, what got me here, that I took somebody's life. And I'm sorry that it's happened. I didn't aim to though.
Okay.
And I just give me another chance. And I can prove myself if I make parole.
Okay, well, we'll dig a little deeper into that in just a few minutes. Let's hear, Warden Thomas, what can you tell us about Ms. Flowers?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Flowers arrived around 2006. She has not had any disciplinary write-ups in about 10 years now. She has completed various classes. Right now, she is living in our medical infirmary, like assisted living area, so not major medical, but so she's not currently working, is what I guess I'm trying to say. I guess you all have seen the letter from education, so she has not completed her high set, but she did try very hard with literacy classes. But Ms. Shoemake did not think that her high set would be able to be obtained at this point. And I know Mr. Hunley will probably go over a lot of the parole project if she is granted, so I'll leave that for him.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, Mr. Hunley, could we hear from you in the parole project, please?
Andrew Hunley, representing Louisiana Parole Project, to affirm to the board today that Audrey is a client of our organization, and we stand by ready to present reentry support to her if she is given an opportunity for release. We decided to take on Audrey as a client based on her age, the amount of time that she's served on this sentence, and her institutional conduct record. Her reentry plan would be a bit different from what we normally propose to the board. Because of her age and her health, our organization would prefer that she complete an ICOTS to live with family out of state, who will be able to take care of her long term. What we would recommend is she starts that ICOTS. When the ICOTS, whether the board decides once the ICOTS is started or completed, we would ask that she come into our program for approximately 60 days, where we can assist her with some initial reentry support, work with the family on developing a long-term plan in the area where she'll be residing, help her with her initial issues such as health insurance, getting her primary care appointment, getting her medications and scripts rewritten, and then eventually transitioning her to that approved ICOTS resident out of state. You know, we're concerned in our ability to house her long term because of, you know, deteriorating health and her age, but we want to be able to assist her and her family with her initial release into the community if she's given that opportunity. Obviously, she would have the support of our social work team to help her during when she's initially released, and building a plan that carries over to her long-term address. And we would help her with initial programming, you know, in those first couple of months home to ensure that she's got a crash course on technology and social norms. But I stand ready to answer any other questions you may have about her reentry plan. We believe that if she's released, the best long-term plan is with family out of state. And I'll reserve my comments at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's hear from family. Could we hear from Ms. Dolores Landry, please?
You can stand up.
Closer to so they can see.
There
you go.
And you can speak.
Okay. I want to apologize to the Wilson family for what happened. And Audrey was the type, worked every day, didn't have money, didn't have underclothes, didn't have food. Because Mr. Wilson took every penny from her. Her retirement. She lived with him forever. He decided to take his wife back. Brought her back home to my mother with 6 pieces of clothes. And my mom said, this all she got? And she worked every day? It's just, like I said, all I can say, I'm sorry to the Wilson family.
Yes, ma'am. So, if Miss Flowers was successful, would she go live with you?
She could. My mama living, her daughters, she got 2 daughters in Texas.
Okay, so the out-of-state plan would be Texas.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Miss Landry. We appreciate hearing from you. What about the nephew, Mr. Willie DeCrone? Is there anything you want us to know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
What would you like us to know?
All right. I want you guys to know that I am the nephew of Audrey. My grandmother raised me, and when she started living with us, but before she started living with us, we'll all go to her house. She used to work at the schools, and we'll go to the feeding program and get to see her, and she would feed us and talk to us and, give us good words of encouragement. But I also want to let you guys know that I do want to apologize to the Wilson family as well. It was a tragedy that happened that hurted all of us because we all was family. We did go to the Wilson house. They did come to our house, so we all knew each other. So it hurted us on both sides that happened to the Wilson, and it hurted us that we lost our loved one by going to prison. I also lost my brother maybe 4 years ago. He was killed by a lady, shot in the back. I went to that trial. I sat in that trial. I listened to it, and they gave her 20 years. Just a couple of months ago, I lost my oldest son. He was shot and killed in Gardere. The guy is set for trial. I ended up talking to his family. And what I'm trying to say is that we all make mistakes. And prison was created to punish you and rehabilitate you. And I think 20 plus years, I think she have learned her lesson. And if you guys would grant her parole, family is strong. We will be united again and help her in every aspect that we could. So I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak, and hopefully you guys can grant her parole. Thank you.
Sir, appreciate hearing from you this morning. All right, before we start the interview, we'd like to hear first from the opposition, and I'll let you guys, we have Miss, I tell you what, let's hear from Miss Mabel Landry, who's on Zoom first. Miss Mabel?
Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, thank you this morning for allowing me to talk about this situation to you all. I'm speaking from my heart today when I say that I forgive Miss Flowers for what she did to my family. It was traumatic, it was heartbreaking, devastating, and I think the greatest form of aggravated robbery anyone could do. Because she robbed my family of a future that we would never know. She robbed us of a sister who loved her siblings, a mother who loved her children, a grandmother who loved her grandchildren. She robbed the church of a person who was deep into ministry, loved her pastor, loved her church. Matter of fact, the weekend Miss Flowers committed this crime, my sister was preparing a banquet for her pastor and the community at that time. She loved her community. She loved the people around her. She loved life. However, and I want to say that I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and anytime I came home and was with the family, my sister never allowed me to talk about the Falcons. It was always the Saints. So I knew she loved her livelihood. However, I want to say that forgiving Miss Flowers has nothing to do with the views on this parole today for me. After listening to these testimonies, I'm just convinced that she's not ready to handle the privileges and the responsibilities of living outside of a confined facility. I'm convinced that as the time that she thought she could do these kinds of things without any remorse. So, and I realize that it takes a lot for you all to consider what she's done, but I'm asking you to consider my family. Finally, I don't know if the judicial leadership of Iberville Parish have ever thought about how Miss Flowers was able to do these things. She, after doing some research on her, I found that she was already supposed to have been in the system. It was found that she had committed a numerous amount of crimes already. And so killing my sister wasn't her first rodeo. She had a pattern of what she did. It always involved breaking and entering, destroying property, using weapons of destruction like fire and bleach to annihilate anything that she went after. So in an effort to disallow her the opportunity to put other abiding citizens in jeopardy wherever she is, and to ensure that no other crimes like this one fall through the cracks, I'm asking the board today to allow her to remain in the facility where she's for the safety of herself as well as other productive citizens, because I believe with all my heart that she deserves a chance for rehabilitation and that it may enhance her ability to one day live as a productive citizen. My deepest concern is that Ms. Flowers receive all the time she needs to be fully rehabilitated, which will allow her to return back to civil society. I think the number of years given at her initial sentence was what was determined by the number of years needed to accomplish that goal. So my consensus is that only she could be returned to the society and be regenerated into the society after she's completed that time. After all, my sister was entitled to a life of freedom, peace, and happiness as well. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, Ms. Landry, thanks for speaking with us this morning. We appreciate it. Here with us, we have Dawn Urson.
My mom is speak.
Okay, I didn't have him listed as speaking, so yeah, we'd like to have him. Morning. We need you to speak up, please, sir, so they can hear you.
I'm sitting here listening. She took my mom's life. They say she went back to her mom with just drawers. They say my dad took all of her money and her retirement. When my mom didn't even care about her. My mom knew what she was doing, didn't even worry about her. She was riding in my dad's car when my mama didn't even have a car. I was going from St. James to Platte to pick up her to bring her to work. I lost my best friend. I can't ask her to come back to live with me. But they want her to come home to be with me. What about us? You don't deserve to be out there now. You took what you eat for 4 years, and I think that's what you deserve. You're not a dear. And she went there for to confront her about why she harassing her. Don't go to somebody out there at 6 o'clock in the morning, I pick and became a solution. Asking why you calling my phone. You went there with the intent of what you was going to do. It was already in your mind. You harassed her. You broke in my mom's home, went in her closet, and destroyed all the households. But you want to have take care of those in the church, no money.
Mr. Wilson, we need you to address your remarks to us, not to Ms. Flowers.
I'm hurt. And I don't think that should be heard a second time.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Thurston?
My name is Dawn Urson. I'm Carrie Wilson's oldest daughter. I want to start by saying, I want to begin today by letting everyone know the violent crime that she committed. She was my father's mother while still legally married to our mother. She stalked and harassed her from March 10th, 2002 until July 13th, 2003. From breaking the locks and windows on the house, pouring bleach and red pepper on her clothes, in her closet, except our father's firewood, having the lights and water turned off, calling her numerous times. The reason we know this is because my mother kept a detailed record of the harassment. She left a 5-subject tablet of harassment, which was hidden in her car in a briefcase. We didn't find out the details of the harassment until my little brother went in the car and found the briefcase. Before she violently took my mother's life on July 14, 2003, she was on probation for 5 years for setting her then boyfriend's house on fire with him, his girlfriend, and his 80-year-old mother inside. See, she doesn't value anyone else's life. Her, Miss Flowers, she got into the house and watched my mother take a shower. She attacked her from behind while she was getting dressed for work. She was dressed in a bra, khaki pants, socks, and black shoes. She hit her in the back of the head with a black vase, leaving 3 massive lacerations to her scalp, as well as contusions on the left side of her forehead. She was determined to end my mother's life. Even if my mother had escaped Audrey's violent rage, she had flattened the tires on her car with an ice pick. I have my mother's autopsy. She stabbed my mother so violently with the ice pick, it went through her bare skin that tore through the layers of her heart. Also, her right and left lungs were stabbed 2 to 3 times each with an ice pick. Because of her rage and overpowering strength, my mother lost that battle. She stabbed her with a 6-inch knife and left it embedded on the right side of her neck. Her spinal canal, along with her first cervical segment, with only 2 inches left exposed. After my mother took her last breath, with her fingers entwined above her head, praying on her way out to meet her Lord. And my mother, she loved the Lord. She poured gasoline on top of her body and set her on fire, with plans to burn the house down with my mother inside. She murdered my mother for my father, the $100,000 life insurance policy he had on my mother, and the new house they were living in. See, if she would have let my mother live in 2 weeks, just 14 days, she was leaving him after the family's vacation. She could have had my father and the house. She only knows how to be violent. So approving her for parole will leave everyone's lives in danger. We thank God my sister and my 2-year-old niece at the time wasn't in the house because she had threatened to kill them too. Okay. So she doesn't deserve probation. It was premeditated because she bought everything she needed, the ice pick, the knife, as well as the gasoline.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for speaking with us this morning. All right, Ms. Flowers, would you answer any questions Ms. Ledoux has for you? Ms. Flowers, had you ever
been involved with, the victim in this crime before? Did you ever speak with her or, have any interaction with her?
No, she just kept calling my house and I just kept calling her back. She harassing me too also. I just didn't harass her for nothing.
Okay, so she was bothering you.
We were bothering each other, yes.
So, what is it with the gasoline? Is that just an easy way, an easy tool to use whenever?
I didn't have no gasoline. She the one had the gasoline and I knocked the gasoline out of her hand.
Okay, well, that's not exactly how the report read that I read. So how many violent crimes have you been charged with?
2.
Staff there answer a question for me. I understand she's level 3 in mental health. Would any of those diagnoses involve impulsivity?
Yes.
Can the warden, do you have any of the mental health issue there?
Looking for that sheet right now.
Okay. I can see level 3 care. Are you currently taking mental health medication, Ms. Flowers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, with those 2 diagnoses, I wouldn't necessarily say there's impulsivity issues there.
They're not.
No, ma'am, not on these 2 diagnoses.
How long have you been in, Ms. Flowers?
Been here
Yeah,
22 years.
32 years?
22.
22. Okay, that's what I think. Okay. Were you initially charged with first-degree murder?
No, ma'am. I don't think so.
Thank you. Okay. I don't have any other questions, Ms. Renaud.
No question.
All right, so let me ask you this. This is a rehearing for you, Ms. Flowers, and you were seen in 2023. You had a parole hearing and you were denied at that time. It said DA opposition. Of course, there was still strong victim opposition and there was law enforcement opposition, and all that still remains today. So tell us, what have you been able to do since that hearing in 2023? I know you have some health issues, but what classes have you completed since that hearing? Anything?
I took re-entry, I took parent, I took substance abuse, victim awareness.
Okay, so tell us what you got out of the victim awareness training.
I got a lot of it. When they show the film now, you can't let people push you around. You just walk away and don't get involved, but they get involved in. You know.
I don't see any other questions at this time, Ms. Flowers. I guess the panel's prepared to vote. Mrs. Ledoux. The panel is charged with first of all, being concerned about public safety. And in this case, I am not prepared to grant. My vote is going to be to deny. I feel like we still have a public safety concern with the history of violence, significant opposition. There was a plea agreement. So today my vote is to deny. Mr. Byron.
And I concur for the same reason.
All right, Ms. Flowers, and I do agree with my colleagues, and I agree to some degree with what was said today. And I just don't think you're quite ready. It doesn't seem like you really understand, you know, the seriousness of what it was that you did. And you need to have a better understanding of the impact that you had on the victims, which includes your family as well. And of course, I mentioned the opposition. We heard from it today. It's expressed in the record. So my vote today also is to deny your application. So good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you, Warden Thomas, for accommodating us. We're going to sign off. It's 9:36.
Thank you.
There you go. And what a denial and what a contrast between the victim statements, and those in support of the parolee. It's like night and day. And I cannot get over how we see this time and time again. It's like an anomaly that keeps on giving. I don't understand it. You literally have, the supporters that come up, each of them blaming the victim. The next one saying, well, I saw this person get that sentence and this person get this sentence. And then you have the support come on and you get the mic drop by the first supporter saying, I was gonna say let her out, but this hearing was crazy. And all she had to do, she had one job, just pretend to be remorseful, but you couldn't even hold. She couldn't, like, her opening statement was nothing. You have all these years, you have the Parole Project. This is the thing I never get. How is it possible that the Parole Project, when they'll get up there and say, we want a client and this and that they don't take the time to have this person sit down with their attorney and write a generic opening statement apology letter? I mean, go have your AI chat, go have Grok or whatever you use, write it. Because, like, what is it? Just write it, read it. What are you doing? I can never understand it. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. It's so bizarre. But it's like she actually believes, and her family believes, that she is the victim and that she had a right to do what she did because she was left with nothing. And then, but don't you love it that, was it the victim's daughter? I can't remember, but how this must have been an ice pick in the heart of the parolee, of Miss Flowers, when she says, you could have just waited 2 weeks. My mom was going to leave him anyways. You would have had him and the house. Oh, man. If you thinking, oh, my God. And what she do, she goes in there, she stabs her over and over and over with an ice pick, and then burns the house down. And this wasn't her first time, like the victim said. She should have been locked up before. And as Miss Wise said earlier, how she is antisocial behavior. It's like she's a psychopath. You mean, I'm not diagnosing anyone, I'm using the references they use, right? This is someone who doesn't have empathy. This is someone who is and can still be dangerous. And, in other states, Iowa, they would have paroled her 10 years ago. Connecticut, they would have paroled her anyways, probably. I mean, you see the amount of time she served. We'll go over what Lady Holly has. And then there's a document. There's one news article written in 2003 where they talk about what she did. Carrie Wilson's body was discovered Monday morning after firefighters were called. Shortly after a blaze was snuffed out, firemen found the body of Carrie in the back of the house. Wilson's family says she was trying to get away from an alleged attacker. Here's something I can never understand with these things. It's like, there's one thing if she killed the man. I know this might not be political, but, like, if she killed the man once he left her, if he strung her on and and then he dumps her, I can understand where you'll get angry and you'll use it. But killing the woman, his wife, it's just so, there's no, like, you're jealous that he's going back. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, They should have just given her first degree. Yeah, I guess it's not necessarily first degree. Maybe she would have had a defense of still crime of passion type thing, but it's like, wouldn't you want to kill him? You know what I mean? Like, isn't your anger placed in the wrong place? I get, I mean, I think you get the point, anyways. What I'm trying to make there. It's but look, the parole were just like stunned. You know, it's like, what are you saying? And I love what Mr. Natsa said there at the end. Both you and your family need to like understand, in so many words she said, like, have to have like understand the victim. And they asked her, what do you learn in victim awareness? It's like, what did she say? It's like, I don't even know what she said, but it was so, it's like, there you go, oh, you took a program, you didn't learn anything. I don't know what else to say. We can, I do want to give a shout out to, thank you to Nicole for emailing and saying, hey Mandy, make sure you cover this case. It's always helpful. If you're listening and you hear a case that sticks out, let me know, because I'll jump on and cover it. There are so many, it's hard. It's just a name in a spreadsheet. Thank you, Lady Holly and Sir Richard, for connecting the dots on these hearings. There's a playlist, Return Of, if you want to see more hearings like this. It's filling up fast, that playlist, because we have many hearings in the docket where we have covered hearings for these inmates. So she was 45 when she committed the crime. 45. Here's the victim's obituary, but normally I like to show it, but it has so many families, first and last names, and there's not a picture, so I'll keep that private. And let's see, that's all, folks, from Lady Holly. In Anchorage, you can't stay. This is the random fact of the day. You can't live in a trailer while it's moving. Apparently, this is a big no-no in this city, and you'll get in serious trouble if you're caught doing this. Well, that's good. That's a law. I imagine that a law exists elsewhere. I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw on Dr. Grande's show. There was a woman who bought her dream trailer with her husband. It's such a tragic story. It was an Airstream. Love Airstream trailers. I mean, I love them, but I actually wouldn't want one. I don't really get. They're like cool, but I'd rather my trailer with slide outs and stuff. But and she was riding in the back, and her husband's driving it, pulling it with a truck, and she opened the door for some reason, and she got like sucked out, and she died like on the first day of her. And it was a big story that made it onto Dr. Grande. I think it was just so tragic how she was saving up her whole life for it. But yeah, being in trailers, not only that, but they're not comfortable because they're not meant to be pulled. See, a motorhome, it has the shocks and everything, but a trailer, they're meant to be pulled, but they're not meant to be ridden, and they don't have the suspension. So I heard it'd be really uncomfortable. It's a good law. You don't want to be it's dangerous, all that good stuff. But there you have it. I'll leave you with the final words from the victim.
Because Mr. Wilson took every penny from her retirement. She lived with him forever. He decided to take his wife back, brought her back home to my mother with 6 pieces of clothes. And my mom said, this all she got? And she worked every day? It's just, like I said, all I could say, I'm sorry to the Wilson family.
However, I want to say that forgiving Ms. Flowers has nothing to do with the views on this parole today for me. After listening to these testimonies, I'm just convinced that she's not ready to handle the privileges and the responsibilities of living outside a confined facility.